the best one, yeah?
Nice.
After Saeed missing on level 1, just had to get it done there. Let's go.
Welcome back to We Are the South Stand, another episode of The Boys in Blue. There was 5, then there was 4, then there was 3, now there's only 2. Of course, yeah, we're dropping like flies now. So for anyone that doesn't know, Tone is taking a break from doing the whole YouTube thing. Shout out to Tone if you're watching. But don't worry, Steve and Nobbins are still part of the Boys in Blue. Steve, of course, is off living his best fucking life in South Africa. Not only is he living his best life for a football fan in England, but now he goes away to South Africa. I've always wanted to do a safari, and he's doing it for free. And Nobbins has got other duties tonight, probably eating salmon. However, with it being We Are the South Stand, with it being Boys in Blue, we had to get someone that represents the South Stand, someone that represents the club on every single platform I think fucking possible, doing amazing work, and has been a Blue since fucking hell. Since birth, basically. Now, and also, by the way, he's a cheeky little shit, right? Let me show you why. This is the reason why, firstly.
Daps, score, mate. What score? 4-1. Come on, Sid. You have done now, mate. You have done now. Hey, mate. AKA your head's upside down, mate.
Do you hear that? He kills me. But
He's got a point. He's got a point, though.
Bro, he has got a point. I mean, you know. But that one was good, but this one was better.
Being a home, is that a big thing?
Wigan, when we beat Wigan away, that was a really good one. Obviously, you prefer to at home, but we played Wigan away just before the Champions League final, and to win that game, I think Ronaldo scored a penalty, then Giggsy scored to make it 2-0, and that was probably the best one and best feeling. We had the whole away stand, and that was the best one.
What about 2012, Wayne? Was that a good one? Aguero goal, mate.
I
think it's just
your goal at Sunderland, mate. You scored against Sunderland away, and then Aguero.
Yeah, it was a good goal.
I think he remembers it.
Yeah, no, obviously, that was a tough one, that, yeah.
You thought you won the league at Sunderland. I think you hit him with a hairdryer recently as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I was asking him about that. He seems to think that loads of people did it, but I'm not too sure about that.
Do you know what? It does make sense, though. Does make sense. I hear what you're saying, because I sleep with the fan on, and the fan makes a similar noise.
Yeah, but a fan's a bit different to a cold hairdryer. I think it probably uses a bit less energy as well.
Yeah, the life of the rich and famous. Yeah, actually, it must use a lot. Yeah, I've never thought about that, how much money it must generate. But anyway, MCFC lads, who I've just found out is going to America, so perfect show for you to be on. When did you fly out?
Say it again.
When did you fly out?
I fly out the day after my birthday, which is on the 15th of June, on Sunday at 4 a.m. actually. Should be nice.
Go on. How are you getting there?
So we're going through Reykjavik in Iceland. We've got a 9-hour layover there, and then we fly into New York. Get to New York at like 7 in the evening.
You're not stopping in Canada and then coming back down and then stopping in New York.
No, we thought I'd leave that for you, Martin, when you make it out for the final, mate. I've left that route for you. It's open.
Do you know? People have got this rumour that I'm going out. I'm really not. I'm going to Turkey.
All right, mate. I'll see you there. You'll just turn up.
Martin's too busy being the ITK. You see the watch he's got on? If he swipes it, it's messages from Viana. He's
even have numbers around it. It just says like announcements, like when it's going out.
But all I'll say is, keep an eye on the City website during this show.
Here he is.
But do you know what? Iceland is a mad.
Not even leaving the airport, unfortunately, mate.
Yeah, but it's like there can't be that many flights from Iceland to America.
Yeah, so there's 4 going into this specific airport in New York. There's only 4 airports that day at all, not even from Iceland, just in general. So, it should be interesting. I'm more bothered about what food they've got in Iceland in the airport, to be fair, than anything else.
I'll tell you what, I went to, where was it? Mykonos recently, and the airport there is fucking tiny, right? And they're hot. I asked for a sausage, like they said they do sausage rolls. So I ordered this sausage roll. Bro, it was a Frankfurter inside pastry. It was
That's not bad,
nah, it's minging. Can you remember? No, it's
Don't
awful.
do sausage rolls abroad like us.
Nah. Can
Not
you remember
Greg's.
the food at Bratislava?
Oh yeah, there's weird food going out there, mate.
It was a Frankfurter in the stadium. We got a Frankfurter, I think a piece of roll, and then loads of mustard or something. It was just
the one at Sporting as
remember
well,
that one.
mate. There was like they covered my hot dog in crisp like shavings, and I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, I've had that before somewhere actually. I've had that somewhere abroad. Yeah,
I was like, what are these little bits? And it was just like crushed up crisps on a roll.
So, Luke, what do you make of the transfer window?
Well, if you'd asked me 2 weeks ago, everyone was having a meltdown. I've always been sort of relaxed. As soon as Wirtz didn't happen, I was thinking, "Oh, where are we going here?" But then Cherki's exciting, Reijnders. Yeah, I'm excited to be fair, just because the players we've brought in, like they're from like varying sources. So we've got Ait Nouri from Wolves. He's obviously Premier League proven. Yep. We've got the Serie A player, midfielder of the season in Reijnders, and then Cherki. We know what he can do. So, yeah, and then the new keeper Bettinelli as well. That's sort of a minor one, as we know. It's just sort of Scott.
It's not Scott Carson, is he? I know you're a Scott Carson fan.
It's a Scott Carson like wannabe. So it's like, yeah, I mean, I'm happy to see the 3 players come in. We've not spent shed loads on them, and a good
110, I think we've spent. I broke it down, 110.
So yeah, I'm excited about them, to be fair.
Have you had any offers on that Scott Carson glove yet?
Somebody offered 3.9 million, so no, I've not. I'll tell you what, let me get it actually. One sec.
That is I tell you what, to have something Scott Carson.
Do you know what? He'd sell it. He'd still sell it for. You'd sell it for 3.9 million, and then still do the 9-hour layover in Reykjavik. He still wouldn't go down.
That's because he's a man.
Do you know how much that was? How much do you reckon that was?
How much?
15 quid.
Fuck. Oh.
Yeah.
Mate.
It was on Black Friday.
Hold on. Where did you get it from on Black Friday? Scott Carson had a fucking site going.
No, it was on I forgot the name of it. It was like a proper site though, like a proper like signed merch site. One of the I forgot which one, like Icon or something like that.
Okay.
One of them ones. We've reduced from 60 or something. I got for 15.
Fucking hell. And the thing is, that'll be worth a bit of money now.
I'm not bothered about that. I'll just put it on in the garden and turn into God.
Is he leaving City though? He might not leave.
Hold on, have you got some inside knowledge there?
Well, Colo's, we might need some youth coaches. You never know.
What's Scott Carson going to teach him how to fucking offer someone out?
No, he has been offered a coaching role now with the youngsters. Yeah, but he's got to decide whether he's going to fully retire or go and play at a lower
level. Not being funny, Martin. He's not played in 3.5
years. He retired when he joined us.
Yeah, that's also true. Yeah, very, very true. No, like officially retire and become a coach or go and play in like a League One team.
I'm telling you, he's waiting to see.
League One side, would he?
I think he's waiting to see.
No, I think he would.
He would.
If Eddie, mate, the last time I saw him play was when he came on as a sub against Sporting, right? And
you must be a fake fan then, Daps, because I saw him play about 3 a.m. in America for 20 minutes. Summer, so.
No, I meant actually at a game.
Yeah,
at a game. Do you remember that? He came on and he got injured. Almost had to be subbed straight off.
Yeah.
But I honestly could see.
It was quite good, that American tour, wasn't it? It was quite a good American tour.
What, last year?
Well, last year was a good American tour.
Yeah. What, the games?
Oh, you wouldn't know, Daps. You didn't go.
What, did you two go?
I didn't go.
Did you go, Martin?
I was in America last year. Yeah, I watched Barca. I was watching. Did I go? I was doing the 3-hour delay underground while it was like thunder, lightning, everything else that was going on.
Okay. Were you in Istanbul?
By the way, just a quick one.
Were you in Istanbul? Martin, were you in Istanbul?
No, you know why I wasn't. You know why I wasn't, you little sod.
I mean,
no, in all fairness though, someone does need to teach them over there that a penalty shootout, it happens, because at the end of that game, half the stadium went home and they didn't know there was a penalty shootout. It was very weird.
But I could honestly see him going to Saudi. If Eddie was to go Saudi, I honestly think, he'd get. Remember, like a few years ago, they were offering, I think when Saudi first started coming in for players, Saudi Arabia, I think like their third tier were offering like 17-year-old English players like 10 grand a week, right? And a house if they went over there, if they were like semi-pro. I reckon he'd get in a Division 1 over in Saudi Arabia, but I'd like to see him stay. I think it would be important on the dressing room, but we'll see.
He's a laugh. He's a laugh in the dressing room.
You know, Kolo Touré's already at City.
Yeah,
he's him and Richard Dunn.
Yeah, I didn't realise until the other week that Kolo was there. But is it been confirmed that he is being moved up to Pep's? Confirmed.
We don't know whether it's temporary yet or like just for the Club World Cup or whether he'll stay in there.
He got a birthday cake.
Right. So let's move on. Let me ask you, Luke. Who's your favourite of the three? Who do you think the most important of the three is? Not your favourite.
Most important of the three is a different thing to favourite.
Yeah,
I think most important of the three is probably Reijnders.
Yeah, I agree.
He's pure just legs in the field. He's 26.
Yeah.
He's just like fuel for the team, is what I'd see him as.
Yeah,
Who's the favourite is probably Cherki, just because he's got the flair and the skills and that.
Yeah, I'm the same as you. The mad thing is, if you look at it right, that Ait Nouri is probably the most experienced of the three.
Yeah,
because
that's the one I'm most excited about.
Really? Quite a few people are, to be fair.
Bought a left back for the first time in 8 years. You're damn right. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I hear it.
I've forgotten what a left back looked like, and we can now move Gabardiola into his natural position instead of this fanning him around.
That's solid him and Diaz.
No, you think? Yeah. Oh, you think? Nah. The first question to Ait Nouri is going to be, can you play on the right? I'm telling you. Or we're going to buy a left back and play him in midfield. Fuck it. Why not? But there hasn't been any news on Reijnders and Cherki today, though, really, has there?
Thing is, all that matters, though, officially, is that they've actually signed before the deadline. The actual announcements don't really need to come today. They might do one of them, but Reijnders is playing in half an hour, I think. Or
he is. Yeah. Ait Nouri is playing now, I think.
Yeah.
The thing with Reijnders, he came over, did his medical, pissed back off again. It was weird because I mean, Ait Nouri. Whereas Ait Nouri and Reijnders did the opposite to Cherki. Because Cherki was it his French debut? I think they were allowing him to do that. Whereas the other two did their deals, then went back to internationals. Cherki did internationals, then came and did his deal.
I think the other thing was, though, that Cherki's second game was on Sunday, whereas these two second game is tonight. So there's a difference. But I know the medicals are done and everything. Did either of you two catch LB's stream?
Nah, I didn't. I'm annoyed, actually. I was planning
the end of it.
I wanted to watch it. I didn't.
Do you know it ended up he was following 50 Cent? Apparently, that's what someone that works at the but no. So Martin, have you got some breaking news on this squad then?
Well, I did text you earlier about this. I'm quite annoyed.
That's why I'm asking you. Yeah, I just wanted to say
I'm actually quite annoyed. We can take 35 players. Oh no, but balls, we'll take 25 because we only want to establish.
You can register 35.
Yeah, we're taking 25. Make this make sense. You might as well just. I get Grealish isn't going, McAtee's not going. I think I think Foden will get registered, what won't get used. I'm intrigued to see what because the word was from Jack Garn, established players are going. So how does how do these youngsters get going? How? How are they ever going to get away forward?
Maybe Pep's saying if they're not going to get even a kick. Like, I'm not being funny. You can start 11. 25 means there's 14 players every game that are going to be sat on the bench.
Yeah.
You have 24 that are sat there. It's like, they're training with the first team, but it's like, is that actually going to help the career just training when they could be out getting a bit of a loan deal? They could be doing a proper pre-season and going to Blackpool or someone on loan. Do you know what I mean? Maybe that's the thought process, but
But it's like Echeverry's the one. I expect Echeverry to be that guy who goes to Leon. And that's no ITK stuff. That is a guess. But I've got a feeling Echeverry's going to be the Leon guy.
Well, I've seen people saying McAtee, but it does not make any sense it
No,
being McAtee.
makes no difference on McAtee going.
Well, McAtee's got a year left on his contract, so I don't feel that City are going to loan him out, put him in a shop window to make no money on him. Like, they'd rather probably try and sell him now. So I can't see him being McAtee. And has it been confirmed that it's going to be an attacking player? Because someone said to me...
Who knows?
But someone said apparently it had been confirmed. Because if it isn't, then it could be Vitor Hayes or it could be
Juma Bar.
And Juma Bar would make sense because he's playing in France now at maybe a slightly lower level. So it's a bit of a step up, give him one more season. But I don't know. The thing is with Echeverri is I feel like City have put too much into his PR to then let him go out for a season.
I feel like he's got something to contribute as well. Like he was getting a few minutes here and there at the end of the season.
I feel like City haven't made a decision yet. Otherwise, maybe it would have been said. I feel like they've said we will loan you someone out, but we want to go to the Club World Cup and we want to look at players before we make that decision. Martin, no chance Oscar Bob?
No, I don't think Oscar Bob will be going to the Club World Cup. I think he will be one of the established. I think when they say established, normally like pre-season.
No. I'm meaning that they'd be loaning him out, not that he would.
I'll be. No, from what I've heard, he's staying put. He doesn't want to go on loan. He's the one who's turned it down. He don't want to go. He wants to fight. Now, whether that turns into a McAtee situation, because remember, we heard all this from McAtee. I don't care if I only play a minute, as long as I'm there and I'm happy. That took about 3 months, and then he was like, no, I want to play. So,
but would you say that with McAtee, there's a bit of that any other season, right, it would have been fine, but this season in particular, with the injuries we had and the fact that he's still got limited game time, that was a bit... If it was another season and we were flying and our midfield had no injuries, I feel like McAtee probably would have been okay being there. But this season, it's like, right, okay, so we've had injuries. I'm still getting limited game time. It kind of tells me there's no point in me staying another year. So.
Well, I'm going to be intrigued whether, no one's mentioned yet. And remember, we've signed a midfielder. You've got Rodri back. And you've just bought a left back. Where's Nico Riley going here? Yes, he's agreed a deal, but is it Nico Riley who needs the... I don't know. This is my question. I've asked this about Nico Riley because his left back spot's just been taken. Ake's back from injury, so that'll be the left back backup. And you've now got swamped out in midfield.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
Where does Nico Riley play here?
Do you think McAtee would have been bought by Sheffield United if they'd been promoted? Because I think City might have been almost waiting on that.
No, because I think...
Do you think he would have gone back, though? Do you think McAtee would go back?
Say again, Martin.
Pep wanted him to stay. Pep did actually believe all his quotes, but that's what made the not playing him the weird situation, because he literally loved him. How he's then not played him, I don't know.
But I mean, like now, if Sheffield United were up now,
if they came up this season, you meant,
what I mean, yeah. Like rather than them not going down, I mean, like because if they beat in Sunderland in the final, obviously they come up, they're going to need some signings. They might have just slung us 20 mil or something for McAtee, and that would have been that. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know if McAtee now might feel that he's worth more than that.
But he's only a year left on his deal, is what I'm thinking.
I hear it, but we've got to remember when we were first in for Wirtz, I think Leverkusen were very keen on McAtee. So Leverkusen who won
they've gone off him because of the price. We want 20 They won't pay it.
But I don't know. I feel like McAtee can play at a better level than Sheffield United. Personally,
would have been Premier League football. I see what you mean, but I do agree. I think maybe an Everton or something.
What about Dortmund? I think he'd do bits at Dortmund. You know.
Yeah, I think it'd be good. Well, 100%.
Then they just signed Joe Bellingham, haven't they? So it's like maybe
that's the problem.
Yeah, you're right. I honestly think McAtee, if McAtee went to the Bundesliga, I think he'd rip it up. I think in a year's time, I'm not saying 100%, you're going to be talking fucking the way Sancho was when he went over there or whatever. But I do think he'd be a very, very highly wanted in Europe player over there, because I think he'd just suit it. When our academy seems to breed players that work in the Bundesliga, technical players ultimately.
Like Gittins, mate. Gittins has just been rejected. 50 million euros have been rejected.
Yeah.
We're getting a good chunk of that as well.
Are we? Have we got
70 million? 70 million euros they want for him.
This is what Dortmund do, though. This is what Dortmund do. This is, at first I was slightly worried Dortmund were going to come in for Cherki, because I thought they wanted him in January. They'll just spin that.
Tried in January, didn't they?
Yeah.
Tried it in
fucking
January.
hell. That is, how long they had Gittins for? See,
3 years,
A
maybe.
year and a half. Is it that long? I thought it was only 18 months.
No, it might be 2, you know.
I seem to think it was about 3 years, but I can check now.
I don't know, actually. Because if you remember, Gittins was very slow. He was very quietly just taken away, wasn't there? There wasn't a big hoo-ha about Gittins leaving the club. He
the
just
other one,
there one day, gone the next.
The other one that went there was, what was his name? Was it Jordan Summit?
Yeah, Martin Gittins actually joined Dortmund not even 3, but 4 years, 5 years ago. 5 years ago.
Who was that?
He's 20.
So he left at 15.
He's 20.
So that's why
nearly 21. He's nearly 21. So he left.
So that's what I mean. So that's why we didn't know. But it's like there's loads. Look at Borges. You never heard from Borges again when he left. He went to Ajax and ended up at Wolves.
He's left Wolves now again, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Who was the?
Jaden Braff. Jesus, the amount of wingers we've let out the door.
Yeah, I was thinking of Jaden Braff. Where's he now?
Where's he at? It says he signed for Dortmund. He's at.
Do you mean Mr. Attitude?
He's at whoever.
So they say. I think
whoever they are, he's at them. Whoever they are.
Right, so he's not kicking on. I think he is the one that, from what we heard, the attitude thing with him actually really might have been a thing, because I think he came up, played one training session with the seniors, and the seniors were like, "Nah." His attitude was
beefing him, wasn't he?
Was it Fernandinho?
Yeah,
there we go.
From memory, I think he was trying to beef Fernandinho, and Fernandinho was like, time to do one, basically.
Yeah, and then I believe when he went back down to the academy, he was kicking off there with everyone as well. But Chelsea have surprised me a bit this transfer window, because I thought with them being in the Club World Cup as well, I thought they were going to kick on. And they've fumbled it a bit with the keeper. I think they're not getting the keeper, which for me, they need a keeper badly. Their keeper's shit.
You know what I didn't get about Chelsea? They've got one. They've got Kepa there. He's decent.
No, he's going to Arsenal.
I know, but that's what I mean. That's what I mean. They've sold him to Arsenal for 5 million. I know they bought him 6 years ago, record fee or whatever it was. But surely they'd give him a go in the first team. It's a mess.
I think Chelsea made a rod for them. They messed up that Mike Maignan deal. They went in, and I get it's the art of the deal, and you lowball, but there's lowballing, and then there is exactly what Chelsea did with that Mike Maignan. They went in at summit really low, to a point where it was insulting, and then I think it was hard for them to get the deal back.
Yeah, you have to know the club you do. Yeah, you have to know the club. I remember City with. It came out quite early with the Cherki thing that City wanted to be respectful to Leon, because it's a bit like we probably learned from the Napoli thing. There's certain owners that you don't fuck about with, because they're rich, arrogant bastards. I'm sorry, but
it's building a relationship. That City want to build a relationship.
Yeah.
You notice we have a very good rep in Germany now. So when you said yes, we have had a lot of talents go out there. But we're one of the only Premier League clubs that have had a lot of success from Germany. Yeah. From Edin Dzeko to Sane to God knows when,
Especially
we'll even going back in the day.
With the young players as well, though, it's night and day.
Uwe Rosler, Maurizio Gaudino.
Let's be clear. That's where Cole Palmer wanted to go. Cole Palmer wanted to go Dortmund, but they didn't come in for him. Makes sense now at Chelsea. But just quickly on Chelsea, what do you two think? Do you think Delap's going to cook there? Because I have a feeling that Delap and Cole Palmer are going to fucking be on bits together. And
I think it's almost impossible for him to fail there because he got 12 league goals for Ipswich.
Yeah,
and Ipswich didn't get that many goals. They were pretty poor, to be honest, at times.
Yeah,
he got 12 goals there in his debut Prem season.
Yeah,
I can only see him getting at least 15 for Chelsea in the league.
Yeah. See, I've been having this. I've been having this debate with people from other clubs on Never a Foul. I do get what they're saying. They're saying that, look, if Chelsea want to be back where Chelsea were, then they should be buying bigger and better than Delap, right? And I do get that to a certain extent if we go by what Chelsea... But I do think that Delap, Cole Palmer, they were special for, our academy together, right?
Yeah, Joe Shields is there.
Yeah.
There's no coincidence. Joe Shields is there and Palmer, Delap, Gittins. He's trying to get the band back together. Lavia. He's trying to get the gang back together.
Even Maresca.
And I get it.
Maresca was their fucking manager. Yeah. But now,
apparently, no one cares about City, but they're just copying our models all over the gaff.
And also, they're happy to say all this 115 stuff and then buy all our academy players.
Take our coaches, academy players, backroom staff, but
they're just as guilty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're worse than us. They just shout out loud about it and fucking. I honestly, I always say that I think. Hold on, what's this? Plan to loan out Juma Bar for 25-26 season with a belief that he's not ready yet for Pep's squad. Host of clubs in Europe's top 5 leagues are keen, including Lens, Southampton are in the mix. Southampton just got relegated.
I've got something for both of you here, Daps.
Go on, then.
So I did. What you got? On the this is the quiz. I do a quiz on the podcast, right? And I've got 5 questions for you and Martin. I might as well throw them over to you, right? So the first question is: name 2. This is Club World Cup themed. Name 2 American City players.
Zach Steffen.
Claudio Reyna and Marcus Beasley.
There you go. Right. City have played.
Keep up that.
I said 1 and then you spoke over me.
Right. Got to be on the buzzer.
You have to do a buzz noise each, right? Question 2. So when we play Juventus in the group stage, the 3rd game, that will be the 8th time we've played Juventus ever. How many have we won out of the current 7 we've played?
1.
Oh, Daps has beat you there. It's 1-1. 1-1 on the quiz. He's had you there, Martin. 1 win. It was in 1976.
I knew it wasn't good. I knew it
was
wasn't good. I remember Pogba dicking on us at the Etihad.
Yeah. It was mint that game, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Can you name both teams City played in the Club World Cup 2023 edition?
No, I cannot. No.
Flamengo, whatever they're called. Is it?
I don't know if you can award that.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, but Flamengo are a different team, Martin, to the one you mean.
No, you know.
You can't just say Man United and it be City.
I don't.
Boca Juniors.
No, it was the Urawa Red Diamonds and Fluminense.
Yeah, Martin, that isn't Flamengo, though.
Yeah,
what are you doing here?
began with that. Fluminense. And as soon as I said Flamengo, I knew it was Fluminense. It was my fault.
Right, and this is the 4th question. What score did City win in the final? And can you name 2 of the scorers?
4-0. Nunez.
I don't think it was 4-0.
Was it? I don't know. I was sure it was 4-something. It might be
4-1.
It was 4-0. Can you name 2 of the scorers?
Nunez.
Hold on. Calvin Phillips. Calvin fucking Phillips.
No, Calvin Phillips didn't play.
Didn't he score a penalty?
No, that was against Red Star, mate.
Oh, right.
Champions League.
Yeah, you're right.
Did Nunez not score in that game?
No. Nope.
Oh, no, he assisted. He did the Yaya run. He did the Yaya run. I remember now. He assisted it.
One player got 2 goals. There was an own goal and another goal. Alvarez got 2 goals, Daps.
Not that I can read the comments, but yeah.
There was an own goal and there was a goal from
he's got the comments
as well. And this is the last
question.
So
that should be a point each because I got the score and he got the scorers.
Well, that leaves you even and winner takes all on this one. How many appearances did Scott Carson make competitively for the club?
I'm going to say.
Does this include off the bench?
I'm going to go with
3. Locked in 3, Daps. What
does it include off the bench?
Yeah,
Right, I've said 3, so you can go higher or lower and win it either way. Yeah.
I'm gonna go 4.
Oh, it was 2. It was 2.
Fuck off.
Yes!
Martin, you've got 1. Martin, you're both wrong.
No, nearest wins.
No,
Nearest wins.
Hold on. No, wait. He only made 2 appearances, even off the bench.
Yeah, he played against Newcastle 4-3 and against Sporting. That was it.
Not including friendlies.
I said competitive in the question.
Right, okay. Yeah. Fucking hell. Is that it?
No, to be fair, I got 3, you got 4. You went further away.
I think we'll have to pull out another question, and we'll go with question can be. Let me think. I tell you what, keep chatting about whatever, and I'll pull up another question whilst we.
Hold on. And what is it that you're mint at? There's one that so we can fire a question back at you. What is it?
You know what? I've had a few allegations that I'm washed at this actually. Nah, so if you give me a game sort of from like 2012 onwards, I should be able to give you the scores and the
2012 onwards. Damn, baby.
Yeah.
Hold on, Martin. You tell me a score in 2018
from 1943.
I can do 90s. I can do City 90s all day long.
Yeah. The question I'll go with is I'll give you this. What is the percentage increase in kids in the UK called Rodri in the last 2 years?
Now.
Well, I'll let you go first.
Daps, you've not seen that tweet today?
Nah, I haven't seen it.
Not seen that?
No, no.
Oh, so percentage increase. So
Daps, I'll send it. Can you pull it up if I send you it on Twitter?
Yeah.
I'll send you the tweet on Twitter.
Hang on, I'm on my phone. I can't see it. That's cheating.
I'll read it. Well, I mean, you'll just have to draw or something, Martin, because you both failed on the question. But this stat is mad. This stat is mad.
So since June 20th, hold on one sec. Let me just move this over here.
What actually call their kids Rodra?
Well, you'll read the stat here. Hang on. It includes Rodrigo as well. To be fair.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not it. Sorry.
I'm gonna say something really daft, like 78%.
Yeah, it is 75%.
75%.
Something really daft. Yeah.
Mad that, innit?
Why can't I?
It's not a common name, so if you think people that are thinking for a name and then Rodri turns up, wins the Ballon d'Or.
Where the fuck is it? I can't find it. Never mind. Fuck knows. That is mad though. 75.
No, it's very City-esque though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the way we are as a fan base.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we saw that. Yeah.
That's mad. That's utterly crazy. Shows you how much of a
One of my mates out in Istanbul. He what's happened with the comments here? Comments have all gone weird. He went and got Rodri's whole name tattooed round his leg. So not just Rodri, his whole fucking name tattooed round his leg. Does anyone know his full name? There we
Rodrigo
go, lads.
Nascantes da Silva or something like that. It's a big long thing. I don't even know what it is. Something like that.
Imagine asking someone fucking drunk in Istanbul to tattoo that on you.
So is this what you did in Istanbul? Did you get drunk and have the name on tattooed?
I did. So the next day, it was everyone. The day after the game, that's when everyone was getting tattoos, right? And when Stephen Lee, who I was with, went off to get tattoos, I'd gone up to fucking find Balotelli.
Yeah, and Balotelli was buying people pints, wasn't he?
Mate, yeah, I've got where is it?
Yeah, you see that's come back out today because it's the 2 year. Oh yeah, happy 2-year anniversary, brother.
I got a bit emotional watching the videos earlier of fucking Istanbul, you know, thinking.
And then he come out and went beers for everyone.
Yeah.
I watched the whole game back actually about 2 weeks ago, and I was bored. How boring is that game, by the way? If you've watched it back, it's terrible.
I can't watch it back. I don't remember.
All
it reminds me of.
Same.
All it reminds me of is me crying. I just keep crying at the end of it. And
I don't remember one moment in the game. Genuinely.
Yeah, the whole game.
Chances where Bernardo's almost put it in and at the back post. I'm like, when did that happen?
Who were your best players
that night?
Rodri literally said in an interview he was rubbish. Grealish said he was rubbish.
Yeah.
Foden
I think Foden
man of the match. Has to be Ederson.
When KDB came off the bench, when KDB got injured and Foden came on, thought Foden was good. Ederson, man of the match, because he was excellent that night.
John Stones.
Stones was very good.
Stones were good.
Yeah, I
was
think
Bernardo. Bernardo was decent. I seem to remember for him running.
Bernardo's
typical Bernardo performance. Yeah,
I think Stones to me. I think Stones was proper good, and I must admit, I think Foden was very, very good that day as well. I think Foden was very.
I remember Haaland not being good.
I
do remember Haaland not turning up at all.
The thing is with Foden as well. If you remember, we had this conversation the other day, Martin. I think that season, Foden, towards the back end of the season, had an injury, and he only came back for the last couple of games before. And I thought he was good that game. I thought he was very good. Yeah, Kanji wasn't great that game. You're right. Ruben,
John, if you remember, that was the last few games. Stones had come back, and if you remember, Stones had gone into that inverted role and had stepped into that midfield role, which allowed Rodri to go further forward.
I just remember with Stones, right, by about the 75th minute, you could just see he was blowing out his arse because he had not stopped running. He had not the whole game. He hadn't stopped running. But now, boy, hopefully next year. Right, I'm just going to
Budapest.
Is that where it is?
Get it booked. You can. There's actually flights released now for Budapest. 178 quid return direct, day before and day after the game.
Nah, I can't do that.
There'll be a grand in there. Well, you know what I'm thinking of doing? I'm thinking of doing. So Vienna's 2 hours away on the train. I'm thinking of just
Look, he's already planning the Champions League final next year.
I'm thinking of booking
he's planning a tour in Europe.
I can go to Vienna anyway. Do you know what I mean? Just have 5 days there or something.
Yeah, true. I've never been to Vienna, to be fair.
You wouldn't want to be in the city where the final is, though. That's what I was thinking. If you've fluffed it, do you know what I mean?
No.
You don't want to be in Budapest final when it's God knows who playing each other.
Well, we've got to get through to the fucking quarters before I even start thinking about that.
What do you make of the situation with Palace?
Mate, do you know what? Honestly, with that, do you know who? I can't fucking. It's mad because I've never had an issue with Nottingham Forest, right? But ever since the way the fans were, the semi-final, the way they were a bit the semi-final, right? Because they were before the game, all the Palace fans on the way down there were mint, but then after the game, they became mad bitter all of a sudden. Yeah, they became mad bitter. And I'll be honest with you, fucking their owner, right? He missed out with Lyon by 3 points, yeah, and he missed out with Nottingham Forest by what? Probably 3 points again, right?
1 point. I think it
was it 1 point? Right,
1 point in goal difference. Yeah, it's mad.
But how can you be a multi-club owner, right, and fucking moaning about other people that are multi-club owners?
Well, I'm going to tell you what actually care. They don't actually care, Daps. It's purely a pressure thing.
I'm going to tell you what it is, because the one thing that
Brighton didn't do anything. Brighton just
but this season has shown me a few things. Is you look at the clubs who won trophies are the clubs who generally haven't won trophies.
Yeah.
They are also the fans that have called United, us, Arsenal, and everyone else arrogant and cocky. And what they've done is they've all become it. So Forest were one of these, and you've seen the way their fans have become. Newcastle, you try and buy a player, and it's like you're taking the firstborn off them, and they want to kill you.
Yeah, that's
like crazy. I don't know what the hell's going on there.
That is,
Tottenham are now going to win the title again because they're off on the top 4 in title charge because Ange's gone and Thomas Frank's in the building because they won a trophy. This is the problem. It's football fans in general. Success goes to the heads very quickly.
Hold on.
Villa did it. But Villa got into the Champions League and they thought their God's given right to be there year in, year out.
Yeah, I hear you. People saying Cherki's been announced. It hasn't. I've just had a look on fucking City's. Yeah. It ain't been announced yet. I don't know where you've seen that.
Walker starts for England, though, against Senegal, if anyone's interested in that.
Oh, did you watch the game the other day, Luke?
Oh, it was terrible. I was falling asleep. Rubbish. That should be beating them 5-0, England. But
this is what I said. I'm used to
like being more either.
When I was young, we played San Marino and beat them 5 or 6-0, right? the other day, we got the commentator at half-time trying to tell us that we need to calm down and we need to, if we keep playing, we're going to break them down. Yeah, we really bad. Do you know the one thing I took from it is, I know if Foden was on that pitch, right, everyone would have had pelters for Foden. And it's interesting, like, oh, okay, do you now see that it's not just Foden, it's any fucker that is a good footballer for England. We're just bad. We're really fucking bad. And Kyle Walker's starting tonight.
I've no interest in England. Sorry, I'm no interest in it.
So just talk Club World Cup quickly. And then, Luke, I've got a couple of questions for you. So, Club World Cup, McAtee won't be going. Grealish, is Grealish definitely not going? I think Pep's confirmed it, right? Or could there be a surprise and actually Grealish is in the squad?
Well, the weird thing is, it was in the advertisement for the new kit in it today.
That's
I'm like, but you're not going. What are you doing?
You know what? I don't think that means anything. Unfortunately, we've seen Mahrez was posted up all over the stadium and then left. Do you know what I mean? They do it 3 months in advance.
Jack Grealish, when he left Villa, he was in there, new kit.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you're right. But the main one for me is, right, do you think John Stones is going to be in the squad?
Yes.
I
think so, probably.
He's one that interests me, right? Because if he isn't, he's in the England squad. So if he isn't, it's not down to fitness. It's down to it's a signer. Who would you sell, Luke? Akanji or Stones or Ake? If you had to sell one,
tough. Not Akanji, just because I feel like he's more available than the other two.
What is the Akanji stuff all about? And there seems to become a bit of an agenda on Akanji lately. Where's that come from?
It might be me
people not liking him.
Yeah, like everyone's like leading this. Akanji's out the door, and I don't get it. The guy played most of the season, 60% injured.
I hear it.
Like kept having painkilling injection after painkilling injection. It's like the Ruben Diaz thing. It's like, I don't know. It's weird. It's like, I don't know.
I think the one I'd sell
is mad.
I think I'd sell Stones. It hurts me to say, but he's just
Luke, the minute you've started answering it, I thought I'm the same as you. It's the answer you don't want to give, but it's the answer that deep down makes sense.
No, if the question was, you've got a final who's starting, it, Stones is just the instant answer, isn't it? But, the problem is he wouldn't be available.
Yeah. See, I'll stand by this. I think if you think about the best Manchester City over the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, John Stones is always in it, right? Yeah. If John Stones is fit, there's more chance of you seeing the best City. And that is like, he's that good. And that's the one thing I would say with John Stones with a year, I think he's got a year left on his contract, is the one thing I do know with John Stones is when he is fit, he's good, right? You don't get a bad game out of John Stones, but I think Pep probably wants available players, and the fact that Akanji can play on the right as well. Yeah, I hear it.
Can I ask you about a question on Akanji? I just think about this now. For the money we paid for him, say you sold him, and like you said, yes, he has made errors, but I think a lot of players made errors last year. You're not going to be able to replace him for the same amount of money again.
No. You're right.
You're talking 50, 60 mil to replace him.
Yeah, the money. Yeah. See, if we're talking how good he's been for the money, he's been absolutely quality for the money. Like treble season, he was unbelievable in his first season. Like actually underrated in his first season. But last season before, he's been here three. Has he been here 3 seasons now?
He signed before the treble season, yeah. So he's
been here 3 seasons, yeah. But I don't know. I think people are right when they say with Bar and probably also Reece, they're replacements for him, aren't they, in a couple of years' time? So, right, next question. This is to you, Luke. So first transfer window done in, I think, 4 minutes.
Yeah.
What more do we need in the second?
What more do we need? We need a right back.
You're adamant on the right back thing, yeah?
I think I wouldn't say adamant, but we do need a right back, don't we? I think Nunes did a job there. Rico Lewis struggled at times, but on the whole, if the rest of the team plays well, he can do a job there. I think I'd like to see us sign a right back. I don't think we're completely. The whole world's going to end screwed if we don't sign one. I'd like to see us sign one. That's my kind of standpoint.
I'm a little bit interested. I think, right, the noise coming out of the club is we're going in for a right back. I think probably the fact that we haven't really solved the homegrown thing as well probably tells us we're going in for a right back. But I am interested to see if we get any surprises during the Club World Cup.
You'll definitely see more signings, and I think there'll be random ones like Bettinelli where you go, where's he come from?
Yeah. What, just to make...
Well, at the moment, it's a one in, one out. At the moment, it's one in, one out process.
I think you're right, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen Wesley's popping up again. But do you think there's any chance in the Club World Cup we might get a little glimpse of Kuznov at right back? And I know, listen, this is not a cue for everyone in the comments to tell me he's not a right back. I'm aware, right? But if we've got a flying left back in Ait Nouri, there is a chance that we play a kind of right centre back and he kind of comes in and
play a lot next season anyway, Daps. If you're going to win the quadruple, you're going to play every game, aren't you? So,
why is everyone ditch Nunes?
I haven't ditched him. Whoa. I'm just fucking saying, might we see Kuznov in the...
You're putting Kuznov there and you must want it like buying a right back.
I think Kuznov... Right. So when I say about Kuznov playing right back, straight away people say, Daps, he can't play right back, he's a centre back. But
I think he can play right back.
For me, they forget that we've been playing fucking central midfielders and attacking midfielders as a left back, right? Kuznov has pace, right? And he's a defender, right? So ultimately, he's got more defensively than most of our left backs for the last 4 or 5 years have had. So I think he can play there. I wonder if maybe Pep's been tinkering with that on the coaching pitch. I don't know. I'd like to see it because I still believe in Vardio and Diaz as a partnership. I know a lot of people don't, but I still do.
Daps, I'm gonna have to jump off, mate. Because and I'm going out in half an hour. Also, Cherki's about to be announced, guys. So,
and you've got to do shit. You just got. Oh, so Martin, Mr. ITK, I think someone has just beat you to it. He don't look happy with that.
I said during the show.
I told Martin earlier that he was happening at 7. I told you, Martin. It's all right, mate. You don't have to. I'll let you have that then.
Luke, big up, Luke. I'll send you the money in a bit.
Nice one, guys.
We'll catch up soon.
Big up, mate.
Hold on. I need to see this. How we announced him.
How we announced him.
Hold on. No. So we got a picture. One picture. Rayan Cherki signed a 5-year contract at Man City until the summer of 2030. I tell you what, people, have we had the announcement of fucking Reijnders yet?
Reijnders.
No, hold on. No, I got sent something by Pat earlier, right? And it's Reijnders saying how to pronounce his name. I'll send it to you afterwards. Very interesting.
Oh, that's Johnny.
No, not the thing that I play. An actual video of him. A video of him.
Oh, he's not sent me that.
Right.
So he don't even send bloody hell. Don't even send me stuff now. Cheeky bugger.
No, it's because he knows how shit I am at pronouncing it. But it kind of sounds like how I say it. He's saying it how I say it. So, but why? I know that one's done, but I am a bit intrigued at why that's still not been officially announced yet. I know it's done, Martin.
It's weird. I don't know. You'll probably Tajani will get done as well today. Listen, the squad went in earlier. The squad's fine. Yeah. That's how Jack Gordon knew we were only taking 25 established. The squad had already gone. The 7 p.m. is the deadline. We don't put it in at 3 minutes to 7.
No, I get it.
The squad goes in well early. I'm telling you more to chat. Some people are like 1 minute, 2 minutes, and they're on countdown for the.
See, I know he's signed factually. I know the medical was done on Sunday. It just confuses me at why.
Well, the Cherki medical was done yesterday. It was always booked for Monday.
Yeah.
Monday was it.
Do you know what? I must say, So yesterday I was out waiting for my daughter to finish gymnastics, right? So I was listening to Talk Sport, and it was a show called The Transfer Insider. Yeah, Transfer Insider. Deep what that is saying, yeah, that is them claiming that they've got the knowledge, right? And they're saying at 8 p.m. last night, they're saying, the Cherki medical is booked for Tuesday, right? And I'm thinking, it's not, you know. The medical was done 2 hours ago. The medical was done at 6 p.m. He did it at 6 p.m. yesterday. So I think sometimes with Sky, and it surprises me a bit. Maybe it's because Sky and TalkSport are far more open to be sued if they release information early, but they seem to be late all the fucking time.
Sky have been late for a long, long time. Sky have always been late. I mean, I'm even going to go back to 2016, 17 when, do you remember when Pep first come? Do you remember Gundogan was apparently off to United? Now, yes, there was interest, but it was City who were doing the deal.
Yeah.
But you remember it came. Oh, do you remember the City and Aubameyang stuff? Sky broke.
Yeah.
And it's like, no.
Let me read this out. So, Rayan Cherki has spoken. This is a dream for me. Honestly, to be joining a club like Manchester City and have the opportunity to make the next step in my career here is something very, very special. I've worked so hard for this all my life. I love this sport and can't wait to develop further in Manchester with Pep Guardiola and his staff. Everyone knows how good City are. They've been so successful for many years. The responsibility to help the team continue winning is something I want to embrace. I'd only leave Lyon for a project I really believe in, and everything at City suggests I can develop my game and help the team be successful in the future. I can't wait to show City fans what I can do. And we cannot wait to see what you can do. Right. How many shirts with Cherki on the back are now going to be sold?
Probably a lot.
I don't get names.
How many weeks? Sorry, how many days before Daps orders the new City shirt with Cherki on the back?
I don't get names on the back of my shirt, you know, so I wouldn't. Would I for Cherki? Maybe. Maybe for Cherki, I might do. I might do. Who knows? The question is, will I buy it official or will I go to an unofficial source for far, far less?
Well, let me know. When I'm in Turkey in about 4 weeks, let us know. I'll bring it back.
Listen, my bank balance is not like Big Steve's. I'm not at the shop every day buying new merch, so who knows?
Yeah. No, I do that. When I went to Turkey 2 years ago, I had a list of people. Do you remember the black kit with the electricity blue? Yeah. I came back with about 12 of them. Everyone wanted one.
I am. So my real dad lived in Thailand, and I remember going over there. The last time I went to see him before he passed away, which was in 2016, right? And football shirts in Thailand. Oh my god! Well, £1.50, and basically, I went to this guy in a place called Mike's. Anyone that's been Pattaya, you'll know about Mike's, right? Went in there, and I said, "These are the shirts I want." Obviously, I only had one English shirt; the rest were all European. And he said, right. He said, for £2.50, I can get you copies of all of these that you will not be able to tell the difference on. Right? I said, okay. And then he said, but these ones I can get you for £1.50, and they're the real ones. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, they're made in Thailand. So put it that way, right? I'm like, okay. But it's very, very random that you'd think that all the Adidas stuff is made together, all the Puma stuff is made together. It's not. Some of the Adidas stuff. It's like Adidas, bro. But there'll be like one warehouse that makes some Adidas shirts and some Puma shirts, and another one that makes weird. Yeah,
the markup on sports clothes. It's like trainers. When you look at the markup of trainers, it's astronomical.
Yeah. Oh, bro.
It's astronomical.
Yeah.
You wouldn't actually believe it.
Right. Do you know what, Nitin? I hear what you're saying, but before I do it, right, I feel like I need to do a quick poll because I've done it twice today, right? So bear with me. Let me end that poll and ask everyone. Start a poll. Shall I do the magic Trick.
Just to let you know, I did watch it with Paul.
No, I'm not doing it then. I'm not doing it then.
I did watch it.
I'm not doing it. But Nitin, nice suggestion. Do you know what? When I did it on LB.
I should have said nothing. I should have kept it quiet and then said it. That would have made me look even better.
when I did it on LB earlier, yeah. LB was baffled, right? He was like, nah. He was going, Cass is there. I'm like, bro, I've shown you my hands. It's like, but then someone in the chat went and paid a super chat explaining how I did it. But I'll be honest with you. No one has been more baffled than me when my daughter did it. When my daughter did it to me, honestly, I thought she was a genius. I was like, nah, hold on. What's going on here? Right, let me have a quick look. So the transfer window's gone now, right? And
no, I think the registration, Sam, and I think the deadline for transfers is 9 p.m. innit?
Right, so we might, so in that case, we could get the Reijnders one a bit later, maybe.
I'm sure it's 9 p.m. for everyone else. For everyone.
It would make sense to do the Tijani one, right? After
the game, he's playing a game, and yeah.
But what you need is ideally you need him to score a goal, right? And then as he scores the goal and his name is fucking going viral, boom, you drop the video.
Yeah. The thing is, it's done. He's done. He's signed contracts.
I know.
No, just not for you, just for because I know there are some people like Alan who need to see it with the scarf in the air and old school. I get it, and Alan doesn't want to do the ITK stuff. Forget it.
Quick one for you, Martin. Let me just check this though. Right, there is 395 people in here, 270 likes. That's not bad, to be fair. But people, if I could ask you all just to check your likes, just to make sure that your like button is lit. Now, Martin, let me just have this conversation with you because I saw you in the chat earlier. James Trafford, are you not having him?
I think he's a good keeper. I don't think he's as good as what some have proclaimed him to be. I think he's a good keeper. Is he good enough to be Manchester City #1? No, I don't think so. Because if he was good enough, City would have done the deal. They got a buyback. It's a very simple deal to do for City. They could do it easily.
I do hear it, but if Ederson isn't going, then maybe we're not going for a keeper. I do think.
No, that's the problem.
One thing I would
nobody's come for Ederson.
One thing I would say in James Trafford's defence, is for us to put a buyback of 42 million on him, we definitely rated him. We definitely rated him.
Yeah. I'm not saying he's a bad keeper, but the problem is, Viana's here now. Viana may not rate him.
True. I mean, look, I'm not going to act like I know everything about Trafford, I want Ederson to stay very much so. And I'd like Ederson to actually sign a 2-year extension and just put everything to bed. If those Saudi teams aren't looking for a goalkeeper, that could be a good thing. Chevalier, I like him, but I think he's going to end up at Madrid. And sometimes I think City won't spend 70 million on a keeper. I can't see it. We will see. Now, I just wanted your opinion on it.
No, I think he's very good. He was very good in the England under-21s a couple of years back. 6'4", something like that. Very good at penalties. My biggest gripes with him are I think he's not strong enough in the box for a keeper within the
I've heard that.
Don't think it's the commanding of his area. I also think Ederson, that's one of Ederson's weaker spots. He's commanding the area.
Maybe
knocked off the ball very easily.
Yeah. Especially when he's not being. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know. The main thing that stands out for me with Trafford is just how good he is. Immense with his feet. The comfort of.
But that's the thing with me. I'm too old school for that. I don't care about the feet thing. I want my keeper to save, as I want my striker to score. That's why I don't do this Haaland stuff. I want Haaland to score. If Haaland scores, I don't care about his tracking back and his moving around as long as he scores.
No, I do hear you. And do you know what? Before Pep, I was definitely the same. It's just I do know that under Pep, if you can't, if you're, it's not even, and this is the one thing I always say when people talk about distribution, about, you know, your passing ability, that's when you talk about a goalkeeper with their feet, I think for me, especially at Manchester City, I actually think probably 40% of it is about your passing ability. 60% of it is about being press resistant with the ball at your feet, right? And that's one thing that because it's ultimately about the system maintaining the same shape and players keeping in the same position and not panicking. And that's what I've always seen when I've seen Ederson, people like Kyle Walker in that, they'll turn their back on Ederson when the ball's at his feet because they know he ain't losing it, right? We can just worry about us. Well, I've seen it with other goalkeepers and they start panicking. They drop deeper. They don't hold.
How old is Trafford? How old's Trafford?
I think he's. Hold on, I've got a great slide on this, Alan.
He's 23.
The only player that I've made a slide on. The only player. That's how much I rate him. 22.
Alan. 20.
I did it just for Alan, to be fair.
Here's my question. Pep does leave in 2 years.
Yeah.
Say we don't then need a ball playing goalie.
Yeah, I think ultimately that's why I think we probably do end up offering Ederson a 2-year extension or something. I think that
I don't know where we're going to be with Ederson. This Ederson stuff's really weird. They've offered him a year. They've offered him all sorts of things at the moment. I think he'll do the Club World Cup and we'll decide when we get back. Well, but the top and bottom of it is you need a buyer, Daps. Right, and the trouble is the Saudis haven't come back for him. This is the problem.
Yeah, so sorry. Have I called you Alan again tonight? Probably.
Yeah, you did.
I do. I'm sorry. Listen, it's not just what people need to know is I'm pretty thick, okay? I'm not great with my pronunciation. I fucking call people wrong names. I swear way too much. But just always remember, I talk over people way too much. And I know it looks like I think my opinion's more important than theirs. It's not. I'm just a thick, excitable man. That's all it is.
You're not thick. Don't call yourself
thick. I'm not thick. I've got a lot of common sense, but I do. Anyway, I think what we have in our favour with what you just said there is a lot of, apparently, the teams in Saudi don't need goalkeepers, right?
Yeah, so they went and bought.
So then...
Beto, who's the Brazilian goalie they went and bought? Beto, I know he's not that great. It's some people. It begins with a B anyway. It does begin with a B.
But this is the thing that if no one, it's exactly the same as remember how many years Barcelona wanted Bernardo Silva, right? And it was like, and people said, oh, you're holding Bernardo Silva hostage. Well, to this day, no one's offered. I think one club offered us something for Bernardo Silva, and Bernardo Silva turned around and said, I don't want to go there, right? It's the same with Ederson, that if people don't come in, but one thing I would say is, I hope the club are not waiting to see if clubs come in for him, right? I want to make sure that even if he stays, we pay him what he deserves, right? It can't be, oh, well, no one's interested in him, so we'll keep him on the same contract. No, we have to give him what he deserves to put a smile on his face, right? To make, because we can still get another good 3 seasons out of Ederson.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I do hear that.
Yeah. Right.
The one thing I will say, because the one thing I will say, I think Barcelona have just signed very good keeper in that Garcia for 25 million. That would have been he is, but I think he was always Barcelona bound. I never believed this Espanol. Players don't. It's like Zubamendi. I'm not going to Arsenal. He's gone. You know,
he's gone now. He's gone. Yeah. But I'm
is
sorry.
What I mean.
Bro, Zubamendi, yeah, I get it. He's at Arsenal now, but I don't care what anyone says. That guy wanted deep down a move to a Spanish club. I honestly believe it. And this isn't even a dig at Arsenal, because if you go back to last summer when Liverpool and I think one other club were floating around him, and he actually came out and said, can people stop linking me to Premier League clubs, right? I think the guy actually, maybe even his family, deep down wanted to stay in Spain, but Arsenal have got that over the line now. It's a good signing, very good signing.
Yeah, we'll see what they do with Rodrigo. I'm still a bit unsure with Arsenal. Said it to Sam the other day and others. If Arsenal get Rodrigo,
yeah,
game changer. Game changer.
I agree. Look, I don't know if you can remember when we fumbled the Wirtz thing, or when we pulled out of the Wirtz deal, I had a meltdown. Might have been on this channel, might have been on Never a Foul, and I was saying, look, Liverpool are the champions. They've got Wirtz and Frimpong, right? And Kerkez. Arsenal at that point are getting a striker, and if they get Rodrigo and they get Zubimendi, right, they've improved. And at that point, I was saying, we're playing catch up because we're third. We need to get moving. Now, we have now got moving, and that probably has put a bit of a kick up Arsenal's arse, but I do think Rodrigo is a game changer. I did hear an Arsenal fan on Big Six Bant say, if Arsenal gets Rodrigo, then the season is a wrap. Liverpool and City might as well throw the towel in now because Arsenal are winning the league no matter what, based on only getting Rodrigo. Wow. I don't think he's that much of a game changer.
Have they still got Arteta as a manager?
This is it. I do think he's a great player and he'll win them. I think what he has in him is the ability to win them games that maybe.
Listen, I'm going to be honest, Daps. I'll say this again, and I've said it on many other shows. My issue with Arsenal is not even the players. I don't think the manager's good enough to get it over the line.
Yeah. Do you know what?
I did rate him. I thought it was a weird appointment at the beginning. I thought it was a gamble. I don't think he's the top elite. I don't think he is. Can he be? With experience, yeah. But 5 years is not an experience. People need to stop telling me 5 years is an experienced manager at the top. Like, it's not.
No,
it's really not.
It's not. And by the way, I do think, right, I think Arsenal probably should have kept him for one more season, right? But if they don't win the league this season, I think they have to part ways for the good of the club and the good of the manager, because it's creating a mentality amongst themselves. I do think Arteta is a good manager. I think Arteta is a good manager. I think he's young. He's learning on the job. He's learned from a stubborn man, right? Now, this is a hard thing that we will right. You'll always say you must listen to the Jedi Master, right? The Jedi Master is Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola is a stubborn man, right? So Pep will have told Arteta so many times, you've got to stick to your style of football. No matter what people say, you've got to believe in what you believe in and you've got to stick to it, right? And that's what he's doing. However, unfortunately, I don't think you've got your lightsaber yet. So I don't know if you can act like a Jedi Master just yet. Like, sometimes you do have to bend and be a bit flexible until you earn the right to be there. But I do think he's a good manager. But yeah, I asked Gunnar Lee the other day, if you get Zubimendi, Rodrigo and Sesko, do you win the league? And he said, only if we get rid of Arteta. So.
Yeah. No, the Sesko thing for that money baffles me. But then in saying that, why Gyökeres wants to go to them over the road, I don't know. I was telling, before we'll wrap up in a minute, I promise people, but I was telling Cass this yesterday, right? I was again, while I was listening to Talk Sport last night, there was a guy on there from a very, very big Man United channel, and no, it wasn't fucking Gold Knob or whatever his name is, right? It was actually a respectable United journalist stroke content creator who's around people, and he was talking about the players. He was talking about Mbeumo. He was talking about Cunha, and he was talking about one or two other targets. They asked about Gyökeres, and he said, let me tell you something that's very, very strange. He said, and I'm not saying I don't rate Gyökeres. I'm not saying that Gyökeres doesn't want to join Manchester United. But what I will say is, whenever I'm talking to my people in the know at Manchester United, not once has anything been mentioned about us going in for Gyökeres. So, and I'm not saying that's gospel, because, but he said... I think we'll have to say, we'll have to say, but if he does go there, it's because of the manager.
Yeah,
because of the manager.
100%.
And they know the reason, but we'll see. I think people forget that, because I know you want to rap, and I think we've all been guilty of this.
Thank you, Andy Mitten from United Fanzine. Thank
you.
Thank you.
People are reacting like this is the 1st of September.
Yeah.
And it's the end of the window and everything's done. The trouble is, this 2 window and the Club World Cup has played with everyone's minds.
Yeah.
We're still in June. We're at the 10th of June. There is still July, August, the rest of June, the whole of July, the whole of August. It's only shuts for a week.
Yeah, it really does.
And the other thing is, think of this way. We've just done a 24, 25 PSR, yeah? Because it cuts on June the 30th. You go into a brand new financial year on the 1st of July in PSR.
Yeah.
Think of it that way. Think of it that way.
Yeah, you're right. And a lot of people are holding off for that. So you are right. But as far as us, transfer window closed, we got 3-4 signings over the line.
Closed for a week. We can have a week off.
Nah, we ain't having a week off.
Importantly, Verts has not been done by the deadline. So they've got another week to sit on this now.
Hold on. Oh, shit. We need to... Sorry. Yeah. Has it not been done?
It's closed for everyone. It's closed for everyone now for a week.
Oi, what we need in that week, right? I'm sorry. Real Madrid...
With somebody to get in.
Real Madrid, wake the fuck up, right? Real Madrid, fuck it. Or Verts, decide you want to go to Miami or Saudi or something. Go Saudi. Verts, go Saudi. Do it, Oscar, and fuck off to Saudi. But
how have they not got this done? How have they not got this done in this time?
Mad. I mean, look, I said this to Mons. Mons made a video breaking down how much the deal actually is, right? And he was saying on it that, oh yeah, this is what everyone's saying, but this is what it actually is. He did that about a week ago. But anyway, we've got a lot of budget left remaining. I believe we can spend up to 379 million and still...
Sure, I'd say 250. Rough guess.
No, apparently from a PSR point of view, we can spend up to 379. So we got plenty, but I think we don't spend more than another one.
No, what I mean is What I mean is we've got 250 after this.
Yeah,
still to go. Rock on.
Yeah. Right.
We'll see. But the one thing I will add.
Go on. No, go on. You go.
One thing I will say is what people have to now realise is we are now, because of the size of the squad and where we are with foreign and homegrown, we're now on a 1 in, 1 out.
Yeah.
So someone now to come in, someone has to now go out.
Yeah, I think that's what we're waiting
on. It may now slow down. I'm just saying it may slow now.
Yeah.
So a bit of a slower situation.
What you got coming up on Mancunian Way, Martin?
Tomorrow, 11 a.m. Sorry, I'm stealing your panel members. Pat and Alan will be on with us at 11 a.m.
Sorry.
No, Blues Down Under.
Hold on. So you are going at...
11 a.m. Blues
11 a.m.
Well, I'm not on it.
Nah, but 11. So in that case, what you're telling me is that tomorrow morning, I need to...
you can go earlier. Do you do 10 or you do
10.
after?
I'll go at 10. Right, quickly. Right. What's LB's second channel called?
More LB.
Thank you.
And then we've got a show Thursday, and then we're going to do the transfer waffle on Friday, which you're always welcome to, Dax. At lunchtime Fridays. I know it's hard because you've got NAF as well.
No, do you know what it is with Fridays? Sometimes I'm free, sometimes I'm not. I have got my... Why is it not Control V in?
You had this problem yesterday.
No, I've done it. I'm hoping, I mean, I'll be able to confirm tomorrow, but I am hoping that I'm going to be up in Manchester Thursday and Friday. But I'll find out tomorrow. So I will let you know. But right, I'm going to go at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Then I'll redirect over to you at 11 o'clock then for Aussies Down Under. And I will sort out a panel right now. People, everyone rest well, knowing that we've got the players we wanted. This is going to redirect over to LB, who is doing a watch long. So go over and put South Stand Raid. Until then, we are out.
Daps. Score, mate. What score? 4-1. Come on, City. You have done now, mate. You have done now. Hey, mate. AKA your head's upside down, mate.